Good afternoon. Our discussion today will be the ministry of mentoring youth. Our focus will be the incorporation of mentoring with youth ministry. Adolescence is the transition from childhood to adulthood, which is normally a challenging time for both adults and adolescents. It is not a time that most people would like to revisit. During adolescence, their bodies begin to go through changes which are mostly attributed to hormones individuals are not familiar with. Male testosterone can create aggressive behavior, and female estrogen can create mood swings which neither one may seem capable of controlling. According to East Tim 2009, adolescence is typically a time of rebellion against adult authority as young people pull away from their parents in order to establish their own identity. According to Lankert 2010, non-parental adults are a key asset during this period of development because they can provide both the psychological distance for adolescents to separate and individuate from parents, as well as their life experiences to wisely and lovingly guide them. One of the fastest growing combatants to adolescent rebellion is mentoring. Mentoring is publicly the most written and talked about social intervention in America. According to Schwartz 2012, it is estimated that 3 million youth in the United States are in formal mentoring relationships in which volunteers are matched with children and adolescents, and this number continues to rise. Mentoring is normally defined as a trusting relationship between an older and a younger one, an older individual and a younger one, in which guidance, support, and encouragement is provided. As a result of absent fathers or mothers from adolescents' lives, there is a desire for interactions with grown-ups. According to Hickman 2011, at-risk adolescents tend to experience family involvement indicative of divorce, poverty, teen pregnancy, drug abuse, violence, and/or stress. And in the circumstance of parental involvement, an adolescent may be attracted to peers whose values differ from their parents. Therefore, the prevalence of a meaningful mentoring relationship with neighbors, coaches, and extended family members are on the rise. According to Schwartz 2012, mentoring relationships typically are within social networks and are characterized by bonds between older and more experienced adults and younger proteges. Mentors' contribution towards mentees' transition into adulthood is through their instruction, encouragement, and ongoing guidance. Usually, mentoring is comprised of parent and adult mentor with a youth mentee. But today, there are various types of mentoring, such as peer mentoring, group mentoring, and e-mentoring, as well as all kinds of programs such as school-based, community-based, and integration of mentoring with other services. Community-based mentoring programs generally meet once a week after being paired by appropriate personnel. They are similar to big brothers and big sisters. School-based mentoring programs are cohesive with the school system. According to Schwartz 2012, mentors meet with youth during or after school in the building and often provide academic assistance in addition to emotional support, guidance, and companionship. Integration of mentoring with other youth services can include church youth ministries, camps, or competitive sports teams. Oftentimes, these settings create opportunities for strong ongoing bonds with youth through enjoyable activities and informal conversations. According to Marotta 2013, the findings of this study correlate with the findings of other studies in the field, the vast majority of which demonstrated a positive relationship between religious participation and spiritual health in the lives of teenagers. It makes sense for the youth ministry to provide more spiritual-based venues which promote faith-nurturing relationships between teens and adults. According to Marotta 2013, the more a student attends youth ministry activities, the more the student will mature in their faith. Most youth workers would affirm this statement and perhaps even use it to encourage parents to send their children to ministry events. Therefore, integrating mentoring services with youth ministries of the church would seem like an appropriate mentoring approach in these conditions. More so, it is an important element that mentee and mentor be attached by a bond, shared activity, or emotion. Mentors have the ability to assist mentees in understanding his or her own God-given identity during a critical moment in their lives, which is adolescence. This understanding will allow them to know who they are committed to, utilize the gifts God has given them, and understand their unique identity in Christ. Therefore, integrating mentoring services with youth ministry will not only have a healthy development towards spiritual needs, but also towards emotional, social, and physical needs. In conclusion, adolescence was described as the transition from childhood to adulthood, which is normally a challenging time. Information in regards to the estimation of 3 million youth in the United States are in formal mentoring relationship was broadcasted. The definition of mentoring was defined as a trusted relationship between an older individual and a younger one in which guidance, support, and encouragement is provided. It was discussed how mentors' contribution towards mentees' transition into adulthood is through their instruction, encouragement, and ongoing guidance. Different programs such as school-based, community-based, and integration of mentoring within other services were discussed. And finally, the integration of mentoring services with youth ministry was stated to not only have a healthy development towards spiritual needs, but also towards emotional, social, and physical needs. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart. Thank you.